Hey, Webmong World Entertainment, and as you can see up here, we have a new casting announcement for the Rambo prequel called John Rambo. James Franco has been cast. Now, people will get nervous about his name being added, and that's already happening, but apparently it's for a very minor role. So it sounds like he could be in here for like a few minutes and gets killed off, or maybe he's like a brother or something. I don't recall Rambo having a brother, but it could be the case of maybe he's meant to be a brother or something. But the one thing that's interesting about this article is it gives us basically a full listing of the cast, which is the first time I've seen this. So it's interesting that like they really have not spoken about the cast of this thing at all, but yeah, it is in this article. So as anyway, you can see here, like, it's saying how Franco has joined David Harbour and Noah Centineo. So it's saying Spider-Man, Rise of the Planet of the Apes and 127 hours star James Franco has joined the cast of John Rambo. What the hell is 127 hours? Can't say I've ever heard of that one. So the actor will star in the prequel alongside Noah Centineo as Rambo and David Harbour as Major Trotman. According to Variety, Franco will have what's being described as a minor role in a project that marks his first major studio project in several years. So there you see where they're saying this minor role. So it doesn't sound like he's gonna be around for very long. So again, whether he's a character that is before Rambo goes off to Nam, or whether or not he is in Nam with him and gets like immediately killed. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's that version and they do horrendous things to him. So the director, however you pronounce his first name, Helander, is directing John Rambo, which is billed as an origin story for the titular character set years before 82's First Blood. The movie recently wrapped production in Thailand. Now I'm glad this article puts in that it wrapped in Thailand, because other articles are saying it's wrapped production and they left out in Thailand, where it was like, hang on, what do you mean it's wrapped production and yet you're adding people to it? Because the last time we spoke about it was when David Harbour joined the cast, and they said Harbour joins the production that has now wrapped production. It's like, well, wait a minute, why would he be joining a movie that's just wrapped? And I said, is it possibly they mean that it wrapped in a location, and that is what they meant. So you see there, it's wrapped production in Thailand. So it says, and also stars Yao, is it Yao or Yao? I'm not sure who that is. From Sinners, Jacob Tobin, Quincy Isla, I'm not sure how you pronounce half of these names. Jeffrey White, this one I'm going to absolutely butcher, people. Tame or Time? How do you say this? Fabatatumin I have no idea. Absolutely have no idea how the hell you pronounce that. So that's the first time I've heard all of these other names being mentioned. Other than David Harbour. David Harbour was really the only other name that was ever mentioned alongside Noah Centineo. I was like, who the hell is in this movie? That is the first time I've seen that information being put out. So Franco, who is currently at the Cannes Film Festival, recently revealed that he wrapped a role in a big studio movie, noting that it won't be ready for this summer, but my guess is it will be at the end of this year or spring 2027. I think it's meant to come out next year. I don't recall them saying that it's coming out this year. That's the one thing. Also, there's no real information on the release date as of yet, but I don't see it being put out this year. Especially since we're in the middle of May right now, and they're still adding people to the cast and stuff like that, and they've only wrapped in one location by the sounds of things. It's clearly nowhere near the end of production, so it's not coming out this year. So the actor took a step back from Hollywood after a naughty misconduct scandal following allegations of abuse of power and inappropriate behaviour towards actresses in his acting school. He denied the allegations, but still found himself cancelled, much to the change, or whatever that is, of his fans. So yeah, he had all of that stuff going on, and yeah, it wasn't a good look, and people were very much kind of like, did he do it, didn't he do it? And then there was like, I believe there was videos and stuff that did show, or at least hinted that he was kind of, just, let's do a nude scene, even though the script doesn't have a nude scene and stuff like that. And then you see what he said here as well recently, where he says, it's not true I've been hiding out. I've been here the last 3 or 4 years running, selling things, and they treat me well, and I get to go and see great movies. So that's a weird statement for whatever the whole conversation was around that. I just think it's funny. I'm not hiding. And then one of the things he says is, I've been running. It's like, okay, dude. It's a bit of a weird way to go about things. But this does seem to be his first outing on the big screen. However, it's going to be a very small role, as we've been told now. So, who exactly he's playing, I don't know. And that is the other thing about those other names up here, that there's like all of these guys that are listed in here. There's no indication of who exactly they're playing. So, seeing as this guy here is from Sinners, obviously then I would assume, especially with a name like that, that he's a black man. Which then makes me think, is he going to be the character that when we first meet Rambo at the start of First Blood, and he goes to the house where he's like, hey, is Ting here? You know, I served with him, we're great friends, here's a photograph. And she says, like, he's dead. Is he going to be that character? Are we going to meet him? That's very possible. So, at least we are getting kind of those characters that we've been told about. So, it will be interesting to see. It's just, people seem to be a little on edge about the casting of James Franco. Can you separate the actor, what do you call it, the artist from the actor, blah blah blah, real life? And I think people will, especially seeing as if it's a very minor role. It's like, I don't think it's much of a massive deal. I don't, like, the guy clearly hasn't been found guilty of anything, so, you know, as they always say, innocent until proven guilty. You know, he's not in jail. No charges, from what I understand, have been brought against him, so I don't know. I don't really care. I've never particularly been a fan of Franco or his brother, to be honest with you. I think his brother kind of plays the same thing over and over again. Franco, just kind of like James, I should say. He's just, I find him a bit irritating, but if he's only in it for a minor role, I don't see it being much of a problem. But what do you guys think? Do you think he will have slightly bigger role? Do you think he's just going to get absolutely annihilated in this? Or do you think this could even hurt the movie? Let me know what you think about all of this. And of course, are you still looking forward to this movie? And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers! And I shall catch you in the next one.